So in 11-23, requirement 1 is asking us to calculate each division's ROI, return on investment. So your return on investment, the formula is here, it's operating income divided by total assets. So the assets are your investment in the company. So operating income for residential is $63,500 divided by the assets will give you a return on investment of 30.98. And then you do the same calculation for professional. So here you see the return on investment is higher, significantly higher for professional. The second requirement here is to calculate each division's profit margin. So your profit margin, that is defined as operating income divided by sales. And again, that's another formula that you're going to have to memorize. So for residential, operating income was $63,500 and the sales were $635,500, so 9.99, almost 10% profit margin. And for professional, same calculation. Profit margin here was 16%. So what this means is for the professional, they're earning on average 16 cents on each dollar in sales, whereas the residential division is only earning about 10 cents on each dollar of sales. So that puts it into perspective for the company and lets them see where they're making money and where things might be improved. So the third requirement in this problem is to calculate each division's asset turnover. So we'll just move down. So asset turnover, again, that's sales divided by total assets. So sales of 635 divided by total assets of 205 will give you turnover of 310. And do the same thing for professional, and that will give you a turnover of 2.75. So here what you're seeing, the result of this is telling you that the professional division is earning $2.75 in sales for every dollar of assets. Whereas residential is even more efficient. They're actually generating $3.10 for every dollar of assets invested. So requirement 4 is asking us to use the expanded ROI formula to confirm your results from requirement 1. So when you use the expanded formula for ROI, here you're seeing another way to calculate your return on investment. It's profit margin times asset turnover. You're still going to end up with the same return on investment, but what this formula is doing, it's allowing you to see where the return on investment is actually being generated from. So here you see the profit margin for residential is 10%, and the asset turnover is 310, so multiply these two to get 31%. And professional, profit margin 16% times your 2.75 to come up with 44%. So it's just breaking down the components that's giving you that return on investment, so you can see, okay, if I could improve my profit margin by X%, then how would that impact my return on investment? So you can just do some what-if analysis once you get this type of information, and that's typically what companies would do. You would most likely, as an entry-level position in an organization, you would be doing these types of calculations, often in Excel spreadsheets, and then doing what-if analysis. And by what-if analysis, we're doing sensitivity analysis, which would have you increase and decrease various components of the formulas to see how it would impact profitability. So that concludes 11-23.